Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to The Breakdown, where we talk about the realest smoke in the boxing world. Today we're diving deep into this Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios situation because the streets are buzzing and the opinions are flying everywhere. Straight up, Ryan's got that crazy potential and the skills to be the biggest star in the sport, but we gotta talk about that mental game and the pressure. When you go in there and get embarrassed on the big stage, it's a lot for a young fighter to handle, and some people think he might even have some PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, from his last big outing. It's hard, no cap. But the advice he's getting is to take that loss, learn from it, and keep growing because he's still young. Now, let's get into the matchup, because people are feeling some type of way about Mario Barrios holding that belt. Some pros are out here saying Barrios might be the worst champion they've ever seen in their life. They're calling him vulnerable and saying he's the easiest target in the welterweight division. But then you look at Ryan, this man is coming off a loss and a whole drug scandal, yet he's failing up into a world title shot at 147.
He's tired of feeling down that day. We're picking each other up.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We feel so good. We're in this together.
We're like the same person, different hair color.
It's just good to have like-minded people that are ready to take advantage of the opportunities, and we're not gonna let it slip. We're all building our own legacy, and when we get in the ring, you guys are gonna see something special.
It's that social media hustle, man. Barrios needs that big payday that only a name like Ryan Garcia can bring. And even though people think Ryan shouldn't be fighting for a title right now, the followers don't lie.
Stop! Venga, 2, 3. Y luego 4 y 5. Las estás haciendo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y aquí. Okay. Still, ya. 3, 4, 5. Y ahora. After. 3, 4, 5.
This fight is a total black eye on the sport for some, because you got a guy who literally cheated to get here, got caught, got suspended, and is now being rewarded with a title shot just because he puts butts in the seats. The training camp drama is reaching a whole new level of petty too. Ryan has hopped through 3 world-class trainers.
The fact that Ryan, has gone through 3 top trainers that would have done a great job, Eddie Reynoso, Joe Goosen, and Derek James.
Correct.
And he's not training with neither of them. He's training with his dad, which I'm not saying the dad is not, the dad brought him through the amateurs, but when he left his dad or went to seek a different trainer, before he came back to that, he went through 3 different trainers. Wow. That means all 3 are not good enough to, they're all 3
Here's
are
the
best in the world.
Here's the question. Did Ryan Garcia ever allow those trainers to be the boss?
That's why he's back with his dad, because he's the boss. That's why.
Yeah.
Look, Joe Goosen, I know Joe Goosen. My brother used to train with him. He's not gonna just let you get away with stuff like that. Derek James shouldn't either. Eddie Reynoso doesn't need. He's made so much money with Canelo that if you want to come to me, it's gonna be under my rules. Mm-hmm. And if that didn't work.
Eddie Reynoso, Joe Goosen, and Derek James. And now he's back with his dad. The word is, Ryan couldn't let those pros be the boss.
He's young. He's still growing.
Right.
He's still learning.
Now.
It's no different from in the past. You'll see Ryan. I mean, in the past, I've said certain things. Not really. Young fighters will take it the wrong way when you say certain things sometimes.
Right.
Even like a while back when it's called divide and conquer. When I talked about like YouTube, I wasn't talking. I said, listen.
I don't cry about you.
I'm saying if that was his hustle, if he got a lot of followers from wherever he got them from, that's his hustle.
Right.
And he's supposed to say, yo, you can't knock my hustle no matter where I got him from.
Right.
And that's why he's back home, where he's the one calling the shots. But here's the kicker. Joe Goosen is now training Mario Barrios. Joe knows every single secret, every weapon, and every weakness Ryan has from their time together. Ryan's team was taken back, wondering why a coach would turn around and train someone to go against his former fighter.
Expected for Ryan and Barrios. You know, you beat Ryan recently. Dan was very outspoken about how he looked bad in that fight. What kind of Ryan do we expect coming into that fight versus Mario Barrios?
I don't know. What do you guys all expecting?
You know, there's something that keeps on saying, and I kind of agreed to it, that we're uncertain what kind of Ryan we're going to get, right? Like what kind of, how's he going to see him come into the fight? Conor Ben said that. I've said that we don't know what to expect, what kind of Ryan. If we get a Ryan, obviously focused and training, he could beat a good fight versus Barrios. So what do you think?
I don't know what I think. You know, like I said,
Gotta give me something, Rolly.
I tell you, for all we know, he might still have PTSD from me.
Think so?
Yeah.
Would you come out on a stream with him? Because now he's streaming. Would you be on a stream with Ryan?
Oh, sounds like the bank account's running dry.
But that's the business. It's gonna be a total chess game in that ring. People are questioning which Ryan is even gonna show up.
Things would just be held accountable and then just held by the rules just so there's a standard. I'm not hating on the fight because I actually think Ryan Garcia knocks out Barrios. I think Barrios is horrible as a champion, maybe the worst champion I've ever seen in my life.
Is it the focused, disciplined killer with the fastest hands in boxing and that legendary left hook that can end a fight instantly?
Knock him out? For sure. I think I can knock any man out. I don't give a fuck if he's 400 pounds, fucking 100 pounds. They all could get it. Any weight class.
Ryan, did you seek out Barrios? Did he come to you? What's up?
Man, it just came to me, man. Like I said, I try to let God move all my decisions, and I just felt like that was the right move. I had another offer at the time for more money, and I was like, nah, I'm cool. Going for Mario.
Ryan, do you have in mind fight against Manny Pacquiao or people Cruz?
Hey, we're always open to those opportunities too. You know, like I said, it would be an honor to get that going, but we're not too focused on that right now. But yes, would love that opportunity.
Ryan, what do you think about Mario's fight with Pac-Man?
I think that he's getting a little worn down now. I think Mario, by what I mean by that. I think that he's been took in some good punches, took in a couple too many good shots. I think he slowed down a little bit.
Or are we getting the distracted Ryan who's spending all his time with YouTubers and streamers instead of grinding in the gym? Greg Hackett and Richardson Hitchens are calling this a 50-over-50 fight because if Ryan just looks for that one hook and doesn't have a real game plan, he's gonna get outworked.
What would be the reason? Like, would you say speed, power, timing, or IQ?
I think speed, power. Ryan's a great fighter when he seems to be all together, but in all honesty, he shouldn't be fighting for a world title again. He just lost, and now he's fighting for a world title.
So would you say that, so do you like this fight for Ryan right now? Yes or no? You basically just...
I mean, if I was on his team, yeah, I would love it, but if I'm not on his team, I mean, I'm just being honest, he should not be fighting for a world title. And he's just coming off a loss. But the reality is what I said before. Social media is the reason why. Because Mario Barrios, even though he's a champion, he needs Ryan Garcia to get a big payday.
Barrios might be inactive and throw only 7 punches around sometimes, but he's got size, pressure, and experience. We've seen Ryan look hesitant and frozen in the ring before, just waiting and waiting for a hook that never lands, despite all the noise.
Ryan wakes up and he runs like Forrest Gump. And he doesn't have to, but he does.
How you feel?
Amazing.
He said 7 punches not gonna do it. I said, if you didn't put in the contract that I can't throw more than 7 punches, then I'd throw more than that.
Because Ryan is an elite fighter, he's a knockout artist, among the best fighters in the world today, they want to take every step to try to control the amount of strength he's gonna have the next.
Ryan's resume actually looks better than Barrios's in some ways. His wins over Oscar Duarte and Luke Campbell are considered more impressive than anything Barrios has done, especially since Barrios is seen as a champion who benefited from weak competition and selective matchmaking.
Barrios to even pull that off.
See, that's the thing about boxing, and Big Baby Miller pointed it out, because there's no structure. Like, and hopefully that'll happen with Zuffa Boxing, and I am a part of Zuffa Boxing, full disclosure. You know, the first fight coming up on the 23rd.
Oh, congrats, man.
But, but you need some
I got
kind
two guys
of.
on that card,
there
so
you go.
that's
You need some kind of.
Right.
So, well, the undercard has not been announced yet, but yeah, like we could talk about
what his names, but yeah, two of them.
But we need some kind of structure. In the NFL, the guy has to sit there for the media interview. He shows up on time. He's got to do it. And to give you an NFL analogy, think about the Broncos, right? When they had Russell Wilson over there and he had his own office and everything. And it was nothing, it was dysfunctional. Then they hired Sean Payton.
Cut it out.
As a coach, that's like going to train with Goosen or going to train with a world-class trainer, right? And you knew as soon as Sean Payton got there, ain't no one's gonna have their own office, and you turn around a couple years later.
If Ryan follows a real game plan and uses his speed, he could win impressively.
Yeah. Just like one day he like forgot his tampon, he just started bleeding all over the place. So yeah.
But if he lapses into old habits, Barrios' steady pressure will overwhelm him. Even Oscar De La Hoya is jumping on the hype train, calling it the perfect comeback fight for late February or March in Las Vegas.
Messages I have coming to this fight is just overall just like everything. You know, my experience, you know, who I've been in the ring with, who I faced. I think, you know, the boxing IQ, I think I had that on my side. You know, heart. I think, yeah.
He does have more experience.
He's looking for legitimacy over celebrity crossover bouts, even though he knows the drug scandal is a major factor. De La Hoya is setting the record straight too. Ryan isn't leaving Golden Boy anytime soon, no matter what the rumors say. If Barrios wins, he cements his status and sets up massive fights against cats like Conor Benn. But Ryan is stepping in there with pure confidence.
Hey, go forward now. Yeah. Ahí, ándale, rico, arriba, abajo y arriba. Arriba, abajo, eso. Adelante y atrás. Échale, hijo, 5 minutes here. And 1 and 1.
Saying he can knock out any man, regardless of weight, because God is moving his decisions. He thinks Barrios is getting worn down and has taken too many shots lately. It all comes down to discipline and which version of these fighters steps through those ropes.
I'm not saying the dad is not, the dad brought him through the amateurs, but when he left his dad or went to seek a different trainer, before he came back to that, he went through 3 different trainers. Wow. That means all 3 are not good enough to, they're all 3 are the best in the world.
Here's the question. Did Ryan Garcia ever allow those trainers to be the boss?
That's why he's back with his dad, because he's the boss. That's why. Yeah. Look, Joe Goosen, I know Joe Goosen. My brother used to train with him. He's not gonna just let you get away with stuff like that. Derrick James shouldn't either. Eddie Reynoso doesn't need. He's made so much money with Canelo that if you want to come to me, it's gonna be under my rules. And if that didn't work, then Ryan's back. So that's I give that big a.
Will the speed and power be enough, or will the pressure be too much to handle? Drop those predictions in the comments. And let's not ignore the bigger picture here. This fight isn't just about belts, it's about credibility. The welterweight division is stacked with killers, and whoever wins has to answer the question of whether they truly belong with the elite. If Ryan pulls it off, critics are still gonna ask if he can handle a technician who can box off the back foot and mix it up inside. If Barrios wins, people will say he beat a distracted version of Garcia and that it doesn't prove he's top tier. That's the reality of today's boxing landscape. Narratives move just as fast as hands.
Answer. I always wonder who makes a fighter, right? Especially in boxing, combat sports. Is it a coach that makes the fighter or the fighter that makes the coach? Now, Joe Goosen has a track record of being a high-level boxing coach. We know that. But do coaches change for fighters, or do they implement what they know to fighters and fighters change for coaches? Because this will be the crux of what happens here. Can Joe Goosen, not to call Mario Barrios old, but can he teach an old dog new tricks? Can he give him something that Bob Santos hasn't? Sure. Can he give him more info about what Ryan likes to do? Absolutely. But will it be enough to prepare him for what Ryan knows that Joe knows? And how Joe trains fighters, and how Joe runs a camp, and how rigid he might be. And even that last part, Ryan's talking about information leaking maybe from Joe, or that Joe was leaking information about Barrios, or about, I'm not sure who he was talking about Ryan, about Barrios, but Ryan.
At the end of the day, talk is cheap once that bell rings. 12 rounds, bright lights, no excuses. Somebody's stock is going up, and somebody's reputation is taking another hit. That's why this one matters more than people think.